What's good, YouTube? Flash speaks back for another one of these joints. Now, listen, this right here is the 2025 WNBA GM Survey. This is released by Bleacher Report. That's where I'm getting this from, and I take it all of the GMs of the WNBA were asked a series of questions, and the results here are based on the percentage. I guess the greatest percentage of them with and how they answered the questions. All right, so just want to look through this and discuss whether or not it makes sense, whether what we agree with, what we don't, and I'd also like to hear what you guys and gals think as well. So let's go. All right, so the first one is, who will win the 2025 2025 MVP? And 67% have Nafisa Collier as the winner. These are the WNBA GMs. Followed by Aja Wilson at 25%. And then Caitlin Clark comes in third at 8%. Well, what surprised me here is Nafisa Collier with how high it is. Not that she could win it. You're talking about the reigning defensive player of the year last year. Her team is a team that people are very high on. They are some people's odd favorite to, win the championship. And, Nafisa Collier being picked isn't ridiculous. I just don't know that I agree with it. Aja Wilson coming in at 25%. I'm thinking this is more so because maybe Aja Wilson will start to face, what you call MVP, voter fatigue. Oftentimes voters, man, they get tired of giving the same person MVPs. Happened with Michael Jordan, happened with LeBron James. It may not ever happen with Nikola Jokic. I don't know. And then the NFL happened with Patrick Mahomes and others. It may happen with Lamar. I don't know. Maybe not. But that's what I think Aja Wilson is going through. Caitlin Clark at 8%. I think that's fair and that makes sense. I mean, Caitlin Clark, depending on the type of offense they run, and if they run something similar to last year, it's very conceivable that she will put up MVP type numbers because the way she controls the ball, then the offense they ran, a lot of transition. It's kind of set up for her to have James Harden type numbers. Like I predict, she'll probably have multiple triple-double games and things like that. So just from a number standpoint, I can see her being in the running for most valuable player because it's a type of award that's awarded. Just generally, it seems like based off of like just numbers sometimes. It all depends. It all depends. And it seems like people don't really factor defense into the MVP that much, right? Because I guess to them, since Defensive Player of the Year is strictly defense, MVP seems like to be the opposite sometimes. I don't know, that's just the way I see it. All right, so the next is, who is the best point guard in the WNBA? And here, 50% say Caitlin Clark, 50% Chelsea Gray, dead even. I'm not surprised this is the case. I don't really agree, really. And I guess for me, I take into account resume and things like that. The difference between these two, I think Chelsea Gray is more your traditional point guard. Caitlin Clark is like more of the, what you would call the combo guard now. That's really a scorer who can play make, So I don't know, but I'm not surprised that GMs are going this way. I don't know. Personally, I think Vandersloot should get some votes. Well, maybe she did. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's 50-50. Then it seems like maybe all of the votes went to both of them. I don't know. I don't know. I guess they'll battle it out this year to see who's the best point guard. No Skylar Diggins, just a lot of others just didn't get it at all. Huh? Interesting. All right, and the next one is, which team will win the WNBA Finals? 60% have the Minnesota Lynx. Okay, so that makes sense. 67% are picking Nafisa Collier to be the MVP. So 60%, which is close to 67, picking the Minnesota Lynx to win the finals makes sense. And with 20% going to New York Liberty. I'm just pretty shocked that the Aces aren't getting as much love. And I wonder why. The Aces are my pick, flat out. I think with the addition of Jewel Lloyd, it's a shoo-in to me. Maybe they're looking at bench production. I don't know. But we'll see. There's a lot of people that are disagreeing with me on that one. But I'm picking the Aces. All right, so the next one is, which player do you want taking the last shot with the game on the line? Wow. 25% goes to Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray. That I can 100% understand. And I think this is the right choice here. Without a doubt. Chelsea Gray is the one you want taking the last shot. Sabrina Ionescu, 17%. I can understand that. I can understand Sabrina. She can get her own. She's generally kind of clutch. She didn't have the best finals last year, But you talking about one shot, it's the last one. Yeah, I can understand it. Followed by A'ja Wilson, absolutely. I trust A'ja Wilson with my life when it comes to basketball. So, yeah, I can see doing that. Followed by Nafisa Collier. Okay. Not bad there, All right, if you were starting your franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, WNBA, who would it be? It all depends. If your goal is to build a winner, that will be a consummate winner, that could be a dynastic team, without a doubt, it'd be A'ja Wilson. Okay? But if we're talking about, you're trying to make money, you want your franchise to shatter all types of records for attendance and that sort of thing, then without a doubt you pick Caitlin Clark. No, despite what you think of her game or whatever, you pick Caitlin Clark. If you're about the money, without a doubt. All right. What will turn out to be the most underrated player acquisition? Interesting. All right, so you got 17% Sophie Cunningham, 17% Ariel Atkins, and 17% Dejanay Carrington. All across the board. My pick is going to be Ariel Atkins here. Okay? And this is not saying Ariel Atkins is the best out of these three, even though she may be. I would say not Cunningham, because Sophie Cunningham, much is expected from her because of the hype surrounding Sophie Cunningham being signed. It may have a lot to do with reasons other than basketball, because, the nature of that fan base over there. But, her jersey sold out, and it's just a lot of hype around Cunningham. Dejanay Carrington, I think, is expected to have a serious, major impact on the Dallas Wings. Yeah, I think so. Whereas Ariel Atkins, I don't know. There were actually a lot of Chicago Sky fans who weren't high on it at all. And there are some who still question whether or not it's a good move. But there are many I've heard who rather have the rookie from Notre Dame, Citron. So I would pick Ariel Atkins here. Who is the best forward in the WNBA? 33, AJ Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Breonna Stewart, 25%. I think this is just absurd and ridiculous. I don't know what those GMs are looking at, what they're talking about, or what this is based on. I can't think of a solitary thing that Nafisa Collier does better than AJ Wilson. Once, or even Breonna Stewart. I think this is just wrong. AJ Wilson, I think, should be about 90% here, if not 100%, to be honest with you. Why would anyone vote Nafisa Collier as a better forward than AJ Wilson? Or why would one even say Stewart? The Stewart, I can actually understand because of her resume. She has one of the most impressive resumes for any basketball player, period. But Nafisa Collier, there's no way Nafisa Collier is better than AJ Wilson, or is even on AJ Wilson's level, in my opinion. And next, who has the best basketball IQ? Interesting. Chelsea Gray, 36%. Caitlin Clark at 18%. Courtney Vandersloot at 18%. This is actually better than I expected. Chelsea Gray, without a doubt, should be number one, even though I will put Vandersloot probably there with Gray in terms of IQ. I think it's close between those two. Pretty soon, though, on this one next year will be Paige Beckers. There's no doubt about that. And with Caitlin Clark has a great IQ for certain parts of point guard play, but then when it comes to just the turnovers, that's what she has to fix in order for me to put her there with Gray and others, right? I can't that's like not giving Gray, like, protecting the ball is a big part of what the point guard's job is, so it would be unfair to those who do perform that task to overlook it and put Caitlin Clark there where they are, but I don't have a problem with this here. But IQ wise, Vandersloot is, over 10 years in the league. You got to give her IQ over Caitlin Clark at this point. So it looks like that's it. It looks like that's what they asked them. And I don't know. Tell me what y'all think, man.